Phil, Fire Ranch Garage here. Today we're going back to a previous project that we did, and I'm going to give you my honest review of something you guys have really liked the video on, and that is the pusher intake for my F350 with the 6.7 liter diesel. So turn the camera around here. Look at this beast. So what this is a 2019 F350. Get the hood popped here. Now I did this, it's probably been almost 2 years ago now. I've put on a little over 35,000 miles on this system. So you can see I did this one in blue. I still have a coolant bypass to do and some other coolant tubing. I think replacing this hose with the blue as well, but I just haven't gotten around to it. Life has been crazy. If you watched any of my recent videos, life has just been not so fun recently. One of the biggest issues that I've had with this so far, and if you see reviews on the pusher intake systems, it uses the OEM air box and then they just have their own lid to it. I previously had a Banks intake system on this before I did all the deleting and tuning and did this intake. I really like that air box. They do now from Pusher have a tube that goes from your turbo to a Banks air box, which most likely as soon as I have some time and a little extra cash, I'm probably going to convert that out, because the way they seal this to the box is there's a rubber gasket material with a sticky side on there. Well, these are the plastic clips that hold that lip down. There's one here, and then a couple on the sides here, and then on the back side here. They just don't have the holding pressure, and what happens is when this thing is on full chooch mode, it'll suck that rubber grommet, and you can actually see it here starting to pull out of there. I don't know if we can see. I can zoom in a little bit here. It's already starting to pull out of there. I just don't like the fit and finish of the air box part of it. Everything else, man, I love it so far. It's been great. I've definitely see a better miles per gallon. It sounds a lot cooler. You definitely get up to boost a lot faster than with the old system. One thing I did notice right away, so when you do the tune on these trucks, when you've, we'll say, given them more freedom, that kit comes with one of these little mini max tuners. Okay, that gives you the freedom to do what you need to do with your truck. The one thing is they want you to have that plugged in, you know, up here all the time so you can see the vitals and all that kind of stuff. The problems I was having with it is if you accidentally hit one of the buttons or something, because there's like 5 or 6 different levels of tunes that are put on here, you know, for towing and economy and that. You can't do that on the fly. You have to turn the truck off. You have to remove the old tune, put the new tune on, and kind of a pain in the butt. And if you accidentally do hit one of those buttons while you're driving or whatever, you're messing between the different modes of, you know, you want to see your pressure and your temperatures and stuff like that. Your truck will actually go into limp mode because it tries to change the tune. Nobody wants that. It's a nightmare. You have to pull over to the side, figure out what tune it tried to put on there, and put it back on the tune that you want it to. So what I've done, and worked out great for me, the only thing I use this truck for anymore, I used to drive it around as a personal vehicle. Now all I do is pull trailers with it. So I just leave the tow tune on it, and as you can see, I just leave it unplugged. If I ever need to hook it back up, I can do that. And then I don't have any issues. I haven't had one issue with it ever since I've done it that way. And I'm going to keep it that way. The other thing that I did is the, what do you call it? The bypass down there. Man, I tell you what, what is it, this CV or VCD, I can't even remember the name of it anymore, but it's kind of like a PCV valve type system. Once I put that in, the oil stays a lot cleaner for a lot longer, which is crazy in a diesel. I can't, it seems like before, as soon as you start that thing up and maybe put a couple 100 miles on it, it would be dirty again. Everything else has been working great. The Freedom parts that we put on here are holding up fine, no issues. If you watched my install video, you saw that I broke this thing, and now that that's been replaced, I haven't had any issues there. Been a great unit. One person did ask, so if you see here, there's no, I don't have a throttle body hooked up to this at all. You don't need it. Everything is electronic anyway, so you don't need that at all. I haven't seen any problems with it at all, having that unplugged. So that's kind of a nice thing. And then I kind of just cleaned up some wires that are no longer needed and things. But wanted to give you my, we'll say it's a 35,000 mile review of the pusher intake system. I still love it. I still think it's worth the money that I put into it. The only thing I'm going to change out when I get some time and a little extra jingle in the pocket is I'm going to put my Banks air box back in and then replace this tube so I can have that back, because I think that's a lot better system than the pusher one. So if you're considering doing this on your own, I would get the kit, because you can option it out, get your kit so that you can do that to an aftermarket box, air intake box, and you're going to appreciate that a lot more. Other than that, guys, if you have any questions more about this than I went over, please like, share, and comment on the video. I still have a small enough channel. I still see all your comments, and I'll definitely get back to you and respond to your comments if you leave one. Have a great day.